Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, some kind of update video on Heist. So, there was a new Heist patch launching today, somewhere in the night or in the morning or something like that. That should improve a lot of performance and less crashes and better loot, better experience. Just overall Heist experience should be really good right now. So the thing is, I haven't really bothered too much with Heist because it is just not my preferred playstyle, I would say. So that means that I like mapping. I like choosing maps and like just speed mapping and just kill everything and doing my Cyrus runs and whatnot, right? But to be honest, this kind of strategy of mapping that I'm doing every league, right, it is just super unrewarding at the moment. And not only because I'm like super unlucky, I think in like the last 60 Conquerors or so, I did not have any Conquerors Exalted Orb whatsoever. These Saras, dude, I get like, in 10 Saras, I get like 9 gloves and 1 helmet, no Thread of Hope, no Awakener Orb. If I get an Awakened Gem, it's probably Awakened Burning damage for 9 Chaos or so, or Melee Splash or any like shit gem, right? It's kind of frustrating right now, and so that's why I'm basically just said, you know what, it's time to really go into Heist. And with that, I mean really trying to do all the Heist things, the contracts, the great Heist and whatnot, doing my challenges and stuff like that. And I wasn't really a big fan of the playstyle of Heist itself, just because it is different from mapping, right? You go in, you have to wait for these chiefs or rogues to open the chests or open the doors, and you're like, you find yourself so often in a position where your rogue is just fighting somewhere, and you go there and kill off the monster and wait until he finally opens the door so you can push further and so on, right? So I tested this one early in the league. Obviously, we all were in heists. We had the crashes and stuff like that. Unrewarding. It was just weird. And so I decided, you know what? I'll skip Heist for now. I'll just go mapping. I've done my my entire objectives here, right? The Atlas objectives, the Awakener bonus. I've did countless Cyrus runs, some carries left and right, you know. I'm trying out 100 different builds, well, let's say 69 different builds, and that is what I'm doing right now. And that's why I say, like, I personally say that mapping in the current state with the current worth of the loot of the bosses is just not worth it at all. So I think the only two ways of making some good currency with mapping would be if you run like tier 16 tropical island maps with like an aura stacker or blade vortex or custom crit with headhunter, so you can really juice up your maps and farm delirium, right? So you have like those splinters, right? So the delirium map mod that we have over here for 16 chaos. And that is like also one of the reasons why the Exalt prices are so weird today, or at least like in the past, they are like 60 or 70 chaos. Because first of all, there is like a new bot discover system or whatever, tracking system. So a lot of bots is getting banned. And to be honest, who needs Exalts in this league, right? Besides like meta crafting or at least like multi-modding an item, there is not really a lot of things to do with Exalt. So everybody wants to have Chaos for Delirium, for example, or Blight or whatever you want to do. Or even just to craft your items with Chaos spamming and whatnot, like whatever. And that's like why the Exalt price is so low at the moment. And yeah, overall, I would say just for me personally, the mapping experience was kind of rough. So the big Heist patch launched today. I have no idea, basically, right? I've been just doing heists for the past 5 hours trying to level up my rogues. And now I really want to like focus on Heist, right? So therefore I made, at the moment at least, a Bleed Lacerate Gladiator with max block. So we don't really have a lot of damage yet, but we are like res cap, we are chaos res capped, we are max block as soon as we get hit. So we have the ascendancy, so we get like 8% extra block chance and stuff like that. We're ailment immune. This is like a really insane tank. I just did a Cyrus carry with this one. I was like literally face tanking the entire content. And I haven't died a single time, even in the 83 heists and whatnot. I can just run through the minefield. It's pretty satisfying, actually, to play this build. But I think there might be some better build ideas for Heist in general. I'm going to work out a nice heisting build. I think there is definitely some opportunities to take certain, like, maybe even bring back the Raider in the meta when you say, like, hey, max frenzy charges, perma-facing, onslaught, and whatnot, to just really speed through the heists and getting all the loot done. So For the experience of heisting, I'm like trying to level up my my dudes at the moment, right? So I'm picking up like a lot of like this low level heists that I still have from like early league, and then I still have like so many 83 heists. I think my whole log thing here is like almost full with just like 83 plus heists, so I'm going to do that later on. But at the moment I'm like really focusing on getting the heist dudes on level 5, basically. I prepared all the gear, basically just the bases, right? So they're gonna be extremely fast, and the possibilities or like at the moment, how should I say, it's not really profitable. I mean, in one hand it is, because I have so many heist contracts, so I have no investment whatsoever. I only get drops. Yet still, after doing like over 100 contracts, I have not gotten a single exalted orb whatsoever out of the heists. But still, there is like so much shit loot. This was a sale, by the way, with lots of chaos here. But there is like so much stuff that you are permanently dropping that it sums up, and it's probably a couple hundred chaos just from the pure drops over here with all these scarabs and whatnot. But the key, I think, in Heist is definitely your masters, your, at least not masters, it's your rogues, basically, right? So the things that you can have on these gear with like reducing the alert level, being faster at opening doors, being faster at opening the chests and stuff like that, just like overall reducing the level of alerts that you're going to trigger once you open something. I think at some point it's going to be insane, especially once you get those trinkets. I mean, this one is a shit, you know, I was just doing one grand heist just to get my trinket slot done, right? But there is like trinkets where you say like, hey, instead of an alteration, you drop in chaos. Instead of a regal, you drop an exalt. Instead of this, you drop that, you know? And overall, it sums up pretty heavily. And I guess at a certain point when we have all the masters up and we are starting to level, to just run the level 83 heists and the grand heist together with all the crafted gear that we're gonna do in the next couple of days, I think it's going to be profitable AF. And I gotta say, I'm not like a fan of heists to say like, hey, I'm so looking forward to do like 100 heists today. It's more like the more heists I run, the more chill it gets, you know? Like, it's still not my preferred type of making currency in that regard, but I think the more heists you do and knowing what are the possibilities once you get going, basically, I think it should be insane. And basically, it would be the same that I just leave one character fully for heisting, for juiced heists whatsoever, that I just like relog to this character whenever I'm like bored, or just have a mapping character, and if I have enough contract, I just log to the heist character and just run those and make like some nice profit out of there. I think that's the way to go right now, for me at least. And then we're gonna see what builds we're gonna come up with in the future. So the path of building link of this character here is in the description below, as always. This is not a build guide whatsoever. I think a bleed, lacerate, gladiator, max block, there is like 100 different build guides out there, and they all follow the same principle. Get a siege axe with like some bleed modifier crafted with jacked fossils, get a nice shield. I have lionized remorse because I cannot afford the surrender shield at the moment is like 7x or so whatsoever, or anything like that, but I don't really need to, right? So this gear is like pretty much garbage. It's just like life resistance on every single gear spot. It's like, mostly it's like 5-6 chaos per item slot. The helm was like 100 chaos with the lacerate enchant just for the extra damage. The gems, no awakened gems whatsoever, and I'm having absolutely no problem doing all content. As I said, I haven't done in a heist, like haven't died in a heist yet. The Saras that I've done, like super easy, super chill. The bleed pops help a lot as well. So overall, it's a very cool build. As I said, path of building link is in the description below if you're interested in that one. Good, I'm going to PUB now, and very, very cool heist runner. At least the idea is insanely cool, but if it works out, we're gonna see. I'm going to spend the next 5 hours doing path of building, basically, and then if the numbers look quite okay or heistable, then we're gonna level up the character tomorrow, probably on stream, and check out if we can make some like 300% 5-head heist runner to make like insane amounts of chaos per hour or profit in general. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.